Hello everyone, welcome back to Chinmoy's Biology channel to a yet another new episode of Polygenic Inheritance. So this is a part of your genetics and evolution. So today's topic is going to be a very important topic where I'll be discussing about what are polygenes, what are polygenic traits and how it is affecting our skin color, eye color, hair color and height. And we will also discuss about the other different things. So please stay tuned throughout the full episode. Don't skip in between. If you are skipping in between, you'll be missing many important topics which will be discussed throughout the episode. So let's get started without further delay. The polygenic inheritance. So what does this term polygenic inheritance means? So polygenic inheritance is a type of inheritance in which a single trait or character is controlled by two or more pair of genes. So that's why it is called poly. Okay, so that is why it is called polygenic inheritance, because it is controlled by two or more pair of genes. The dominant alleles of these genes have a cumulative effect. If suppose there are A, B and C, three genes, they are having a cumulative effect. So three genes combine together to have an effect of to show a single character. Okay, so they combine, they are having a cumulative effect. So that is the main point of this polygenic inheritance. Now each dominant allele expresses a different aspect of trait, and the whole trait is seen only when a dominant allele are present. Okay, so it is known as a multiple factor inheritance as well. Okay, so what are the examples of this? It is the height, it is the eye color, and it is obviously the skin color and height and eye color of human beings. Okay, so we can say that when many genes, more than two or two genes are affecting one single trait, to show, or the phenotypic trait as being shown by the effect of two or more genes, then it is called polygenic inheritance. So is it clear to you? So it is also known as quantitative inheritance. So why is it called so? It is called quantitative inheritance as these traits or characters can be measured in terms of quantity, because the common examples of polygenic inheritance are height, skin pigmentation in humans. So as you can see that there are many different forms of these two traits. So it is not that you are having a dark skin color or a white skin color. You are having many intermediate forms of the skin color, right? So you are not having a tall person and a short person. You are having many medium height and all persons as well. So there are many other characters or forms as well. As you can see, there are different forms of these two traits. So one cannot categorize people in just two categories of tall and short for height, or dark and light for skin pigmentation. So one can see continuous variations in these two traits because they are controlled by more than two genes. So this is what is happening. They are controlled by more than two genes. So it is also called a quantitative inheritance. So quantity matters here. Quantity means more than two genes are causing this inheritance. So they are called polygenic inheritance, and this quantity is mattering as there is this quantity is there is a continuous variation in these two traits. So it's clear, right? We can move on. So next comes what are polygenes? A gene whose individual effect on a phenotype is too small to be absorbed, but when it acts together with others to produce the observable variation. So when it is acting alone, you can't feel the individual effect of the phenotype. It is very small. But when it is acting together, it is acting together with others to produce an observable variation. So when it is acting alone, it is not having a proper phenotypic effect. But when it is acting together, you can see the observable variation. So the genes are responsible for polygenic inheritance are called polygenes. So these are the genes which are responsible for polygenic inheritance. So the traits are controlled by multiple genes known as metric traits. Okay. So this is because these types of traits are measured in terms of size, height, weight or number. Okay. So this is because these types of traits are measured in terms of size, height, weight as well as number. So how many types of polygenes are there? So this we should know, right? There are two types of polygenes. So what are they? Let us move on to the next slide. So in the first type of polygene, we will have the contributing allele. So what are they? These are the dominant polygenes that contribute to the expression of the trait. Suppose capital A, capital B and capital C, they are contributing to the they are actually the dominant polygenes. They are contributing to the expression of the trait, like it is responsible for the dark skin tone. You can see here the skin tone is dark, so they are responsible for the dark skin tone, right? So like that, the non-contributing alleles are also there. So let us see what they are doing. So here comes the non-contributing alleles. So the contributing alleles were the dominant traits. These are the recessive polygenes. They are contributing small a, small b and small c, and these are responsible for the lighter skin tone. Is it clear? So the dominant one were responsible for the dark skin tone, and this is responsible for the light skin tone. So those genes were the producers of melanin. Is it clear? But these genes A, B, C are not producing any melanin. So they are they are producing a little amount of melanin. So they will be light skin tone. Okay, so there is always a light skin tone in this non-contributing alleles. Let's talk a bit about the discovery of polygenic inheritance. So we have learned what is polygenic inheritance, what are contributing alleles, what are non-contributing alleles. So dominant and recessive we have already studied. So who first studied that? It is J. Colruyter in 1760 in tobacco and F. Galton in human beings in 1883. They studied the polygenic inheritance, but F. Galton predicted that in human beings, characteristics like height, mental capabilities and skin color are heritable and show a continuous range of variation. So this was proposed by Galton, okay, in 1883. So long back. But Nelson L. in 1908, he obtained the first experimental proof of polygenic inheritance in the wheat kernel color. So these all we are going to study in details. If we are not able to continue today, we will be studying in the next class. So stay tuned throughout the end. Let us see what else we can complete in today's episode. So wheat kernel color was the first experiment of polygenic inheritance. So what are the characteristics of polygenic inheritance? The characteristics are polygene is a type of gene that exerts a little effect on phenotype along with the other genes. The effect of the single gene is so small that it is difficult to detect. So we have told earlier that there should be a cumulative effect of all the genes. So single gene effect is very small. So all the multiple genes produce an equal effect. So all the genes A, B and C, what we have taken example of, they are all having an equal effect, and each allele shows a cumulative or additive effect. So A plus B plus C, they all together show a cumulative effect to show the dark skin color, right? Is it clear to all of you? Now I tried my best to make it in a simplest way. So please listen to it. If you are not able to understand, go back, rewind the video and once again start from the beginning, then you'll understand. Okay, so the phenomenon of this polygenic inheritance is different from multiple allelism. Multiple allelism is different. So this is because in multiple allelism, 3 or more alleles control a character of 2 alleles and are present in an organism. Okay, so the example of multiple allelism in ABO blood group system is an example of multiple allelism, but this is quite different from ABO blood group system, right? So in polygenic inheritance, linkage dominance does not occur. So linkage is not there in polygenic inheritance, and dominance, codominance will not occur in that. So they are having a cumulative effect. All three together will work. Okay, it's like that. The alleles are classified into contributing and the non-contributing alleles. That is what we have studied just now in the previous slide, which are also known as active and null alleles. So the contributing alleles are called active alleles and the non-contributing alleles are called the null alleles. So these are the new terms you are learning. Please make it a point to learn these characteristics. These are very important. The continuous variation of a phenotype take place here. So the phenotype from dark to wheatish complexion to a whitish skin tone to fairer one, it is a continuous variation of phenotype. The pattern of polygenic inheritance is very complicated and the phenotype is difficult to predict. You can't predict that what the phenotype is going to be after these cumulative effect of 3 or 4 genes. So it is a very difficult thing. The statistical analysis can give a picture to estimate the population parameters. So if you are doing any statistical analysis, you can get a picture to estimate the population parameters. So this is the characteristic of polygenic inheritance. So let us see what is there in the next slide. So what are the examples of polygenic inheritance? So first it was observed in the kernel color of wheat. So first it is this cob length in maize, skin color in humans, height in humans, eye color in humans, milk and meat yields in animal, length of corolla in tobacco. So these are all the main important examples of polygenic inheritance. Please do learn the examples, and with what I have taught, I have tried my best to make a full notes of polygenic inheritance. In today's episode, we will conclude here, but in the next class we will discuss about each and individual example. So we will first discuss about the kernel color, we will discuss about the skin color in humans, about the height, about the eye color. So individually these 4 will be discussed in the next class. So please don't miss the next class, because then your polygenic inheritance will be incomplete. So if you want to complete your polygenic inheritance, you need to subscribe to my channel, because then only you will get the updates whenever I'm posting the second part. Not only this part, next to that on the row is coming the pleiotropy and many other important topics as per your curriculum. So stay tuned, stay updated and keep watching my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe and share my videos. If you're having any queries, any doubts, please do write in my comment box. So thank you. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.